Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. Friends, I'm really glad it's Friday. However, for me, it hasn't meant that I get my time off because I'm making videos almost every day. I'm not complaining, but I do feel a bit burnt out at this point of time. So I'm going to take it a bit easy for the next few days. So please bear up with me. But for today, before I go into my slightly easy mode, I wanted to just share my thoughts with you about a few companies because, as fellow investors, even though we may try to take some time off or something, investment always remains at the back of our mind. And the status of our portfolio is always something that preoccupies us. So one of the positive things for this week has been that the debt ceiling issue has turned positive. And we have seen sustained growth in the portfolio, especially when it comes to genomics. Most of the shares have done well. So today's video is in the same theme. I'm going to talk about my top 3 ideas for investment. This is not like the top 5 that I spoke about because none of these is a sure thing except possibly one. So I hope you like this offering, and let's get started. Welcome back, friends. So I was talking about 3 ideas that I have. Of course, none of these are short-term ideas. So before you get any idea that I'm talking about a swing trade or something, no, the VIX is below 20, but I do not see any swing trade possibilities at this point of time. Of course, I'm also going to show you a really good cup and handle pattern that might probably give fantastic returns, but that will be towards the end of this video. So here are my top 3 ideas. The first one is CRISPR Therapeutics. Of course, it's a no-brainer because they have got Exaccell coming up. And after that, they have got VCTX210 coming up. So those are 2 things which are going to give 2 back-to-back catalysts. And after that, I'm thinking that currently they are doing everything ex vivo, and they would eventually step up their game. And once they start doing in vivo, that will be the second win for this stock because that will take them to the next level. And I think that's a long way to go. But overall, I think CRISPR is among the 3 companies that I'm going to talk today about. CRISPR, I think, is the best bet. And right now, the share prices have been falling a little bit marginally for a couple of days. And of course, it is above the target of some of the analysts, almost at the target of some of the analysts at $64 or something. So yeah, it's always like this in the stock market. When everything is going good, you're afraid to get in because things will fall. But once the price is down, you're afraid that it may go down further. So you have to do your own analysis and decide what you want to do with CRISPR. Are you going to buy right now and hold on for the longer term? Because I think longer term is where the picture is much clearer. Shorter term seems volatile. Next share I want to talk about in my ideas is DNA. And this stock is only for those with a strong constitution. So it's like riding a really wild roller coaster going up and down. You have to expect significant volatility on this stock because the short interest is around 10 days of trading volume as per some reports. So there's around a $2 million share short position out there. And I suspect that the recent strength in DNA share price has been because of a short squeeze. And Goldman Sachs found that this is the right time to slash the price target from $3 to 1.25 with a sell recommendation. So I wonder if we are able to see if Goldman or any of their major clients have got huge short position on DNA, because this is going to act like an escape hatch for all the short sellers, because this is going to reduce the momentum of the stock, and it will allow short seller to pick up the stock at cheap and square their positions. So let us see what happens, but suffice to say it's going to be volatile. But on the other hand, there are a lot of positive factors for DNA, which is the first very attractive thing for me is that the share price is low, so you can do the magic of multiples. So instead of buying 100 shares of something worth $100, you could buy thousands of shares of DNA, and that gives you the opportunity to reduce your overhead costs, your trading costs, and other things. And also, as the share price goes up, your multiples are higher, so you make more profits. And also you can sell bigger options. So I like the low share price in this case. And it's got a very versatile product and service portfolio in my opinion. And it has also got great alliances. I'm going to show you a chart which is from Ginkgo Bioworks itself. That demonstrates the strength of this company in my opinion. As you can see in this chart here, we have the pharma segment, we have the industrial biotechnology segment, and we have the agriculture segment. And on this side, we have large companies and we have startups. So if you look at the top row itself, if you look at the top row, this particular quadrant is very, very interesting because it is pharma and large companies. And you have Lilly out here, Moderna, GSK, Boehringer Ingelheim, Merck, Biogen, Roche. So these are all big companies, and I don't think they would sink their money if it's a snake oil. So that also gives me a lot of confidence out here. And if you look at the industrial biotechnology with large companies, you got Sumitomo Chemicals, and you have Robert and Givaudan. So there is a few companies out here. And then in agriculture, you have a major, which is Bayer. So that's a big name out there, and Cargill. So there are a whole lot of companies which have tied up with Ginkgo Bioworks for different types of products. So there is the versatility in the offerings from Ginkgo Bioworks. And in terms of startup also, there's a whole lot of startup companies which have tied up with Ginkgo Bioworks. And earlier the complaint was that Ginkgo Bioworks business is mostly coming from its own subsidiaries. But that share has been dropping steadily for the last 2 years, so things are getting better on that side. The recent big deals like $400 million deal with Boehringer Ingelheim, that's also bringing in revenue from outside. So there's a lot of improvement going on out there. So overall, I'm increasingly starting to believe that DNA is likely to give strong returns. But as I said, it's going to be for those with a very strong constitution, because in the short term, there's going to be significant volatility and it may take a long time to recover the money. But when you recover it, I think it will be in multiples. And also the strong institutional holding is a positive. And one of the biggest negative is that many of the insiders have got shares. And as and when the share price goes up, I suspect they are unloading the shares on regular frequency. And that is kind of putting resistance or ceiling on the share price. That's my opinion. Yeah, as I said, this is only for those with a really strong constitution. And then the third company I'm going to talk about today is Illumina. This is the third idea. And this is for those who are willing to handle a little bit of drama and to wait for a few more years in order to make gains. But the gains, I think, are going to be significant because Illumina is a pretty good company. It's top of the line when it comes to genomic sequencers. And the Grail situation will resolve eventually. If it's going to resolve in 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years, or 6 months, we don't know. But as soon as the resolution comes, this share is going to start jumping up. And I think that the share may fall further and may provide a good entry point sometime soon. Industry leader is likely to bounce back once the boardroom issues are resolved and Grail is settled. So those are the two things that need to happen for us to get returns on Illumina. Once already one of the new board members have been recruited, so the board size has now gone up from 9 to 10. They're also searching for one more board member, and once that board member is recruited, then the board size will be 11. So when Carl Icahn wanted 3 members on the board, at that time the size of the board was 9, and he got to put only 1 board member in place. 2 of his other board members lost very badly. So now with 11 strength on the board, with only 1 from Carl Icahn, I think D'Souza has won the round, and CEO D'Souza has got to now prove how he can assimilate Grail and restore shareholder value, and he has to do this very quickly so that he can retain his position, because even though D'Souza managed to defeat others and win his own seat on the board, his vote tally was significantly lower than what it was earlier. So it means that he has definitely lost some support, but he needs to work really hard to make this Grail acquisition work. And that is the action coming from FTC as well as from the European competition authorities. So he has two fronts on which he has to fight. I think for now he has extinguished the Carl Icahn attack for the time being, but Carl Icahn will bounce back again. He will come up with something else. This company will definitely give great returns once these two issues are solved. If the Grail issue is solved, automatically Carl Icahn will go away. I think he's going to look for value elsewhere. But at this point of time, the share price of Illumina is way low, and I think it's got to go up significantly, and Grail is what is holding it back. So with that, my friends, I've finished off my 3 ideas that I'm looking at, and as a bonus, I'm going to show you a cup and handle pattern in one of our watch list companies, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to take a swing at that. So here we go. So here we are in our TradingView platform, and I'm showing you the chart of a company called Schrodinger. And Schrodinger formed a cup and handle pattern, and it has validated the cup and handle, and it's got a target according to me. I'm just going to pull this down here and look at the peak. 45.05 is my target for Schrodinger going forward. So that's what I'm looking at. And it's a perfect cup and handle pattern out here. So this was the other idea that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So friends, that brings me to an end of this video. I really enjoyed making this video, but I'm going to take it easy for the next few days so that I can bounce back again. It's been a whole lot of production, and I'm getting a bit of creator's block. So if you guys have any ideas of any other videos that I can make, please put it in the comment that I can use so that our channel is more engaging for you. So I'm open to taking some requests. So put it in the comment, any company that you want me to look at. With that said, I'd like to end this video here. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm also going to try to relax. Have a nice day. Bye for now.